Hey YouTube, yes, don't adjust your, I was going to say dial, but that is very old. Don't adjust. This is my Mega Master League team that I played. I've got two thoughts that I want to go over before I actually get into the battles here. The first is I wouldn't use this team because you have two psychic Pokemon in the back, and there's actually a decent amount that have either dark or ghost type moves. And then with your charge moves, you don't have really a lot to throw at steals, in particular Zacian in the back. So I would not use this team. I just used it because it's the only two Hundo legendaries I had with my Mega Gyarados. I tried Florges with the Chilling Water, and it just seemed, when I was using it, underpowered. It was level 51, Best Buddy Hundo. It just felt bad against when you go against stuff like Zacian that are just so overpowered. So two, I guess I'll say three things. The second thing is the power creep on some of these newer Pokemon felt real. Zacian in particular, I went against Crown Sword Zacian or Shield, whatever one it is. I went against multiple times, and it felt like every single time, if you did not have a direct answer to it, it was just an absolute beast. And none of these Pokemon dealt with it. So that was like a team building issue. But it's a team building issue because I do not have the Pokemon for this, right? These are my only two Hundos with the XLs that I have for Master League. I do not have any other thing that would deal with it, such as Ho-Ho or any of those. I don't have the XLs. I don't have the Hundos for most of those, so I do not play. And that leads me to number three, and that's almost like I owe people an apology. I take for granted how easy Great League is for me, and even Ultra League, because I've played tens of thousands of battles in each league. So I take for granted just understanding the matchups, understanding how much damage everything does. It's beyond just typings, right? It's knowing the ins and outs of the matchups, knowing what's a good matchup, what's a bad matchup, how much each damage does. And man, I was so out of my element here, just not knowing the counts on anything, any of these charge moves, not even knowing the charge moves, not knowing, like typings, you can just kind of look top left, and now they even top right or left, and they show you what does super effective and neutral and resisted. So like typing's okay, you can kind of deal with, but not knowing the moves, not knowing the counts, not knowing the different matchups was an absolute game changer. And I think, although the team is flawed, I think I probably lost like one or two games just like, I don't really know. I feel out of my element here. And I know I take that for granted when I do the Great League and I showcase Great League battles, especially from like viewers. And I know some of you have been playing for a while now, but for those of you who are like sort of newer to the game, I understand the sort of climb you have to have if you are not used to the league. So I got that a lot in this. Mega Gyarados felt good, right? It was very, very spammy. The thing I also did not sort of recognize with these Mega Pokemon, and I guess I should have, I've got and then this is the last thing I'll say, and then I'll showcase the battle. Anyways, had a good lead. Actually, I'll just kind of showcase a bit here. I had a really good lead versus Ho-Oh. I'm assuming they're going to spatial rent here. I may get out, or I may get out just because I want to try and line Gyarados. And Lugia is so bulky, it can just kind of take anything. So that's my thought process there. The Mega Pokemon. It's so funny because I went over the stats when I did the top Mega Pokemon. And you're just like, oh, look, here's the power creep on Zacian at 1100. Oh, 11,000 overall stats and the attack and something. And it's like, oh, here's a Mega Pokemon that beats that by like 2,000 plus stats, right? So it should not be surprising that moves like Aqua Tail and Crunch do way more than you would expect them to. And it's a mental thing. It seems for me to be a mental thing with Pokemon like this, like Gyarados, where you know a non-Shadow Gyarados that hits only like okay-ish in the Great League. Like a non-Shadow Gyarados with Aqua Tail is not a good move. But an Aqua Tail from a Mega Gyarados still chipped way more than I expected on anything. So not only is it like I didn't even know how much baseline stuff did in this meta, I didn't know how to use some of these Pokemon because I did not understand how much stronger these Megas are. And the moves on these Megas much, much more damaging than the others. So I did win some matchups. Like this is a matchup I won. I had a good lead. They didn't really have an answer for Mega Gyarados on this team, and I was able to take this down pretty easy. Another good lead. So they will probably get out. This time they get out into Mega Gyarados. And again, this is one of those where I said I wouldn't use the team. I have two Psychic in the back. So it's not like I can really change to one of these. So I was like, okay, how much does a crunch actually do to me? Do I have to stay in this matchup? I think I'd like to try and stay in this matchup, fight for switch, and align Lugia on their Ho-Oh. I think that's the best strategy because you cannot have the steal on it. So get off this next crunch. Going to shield. And again, I'm shielding just because like I want to keep switch. And if I need to like, if something else comes in that's not the Ho-Oh, I may just even instant swap into Lugia and bank this move. We'll see what cut they come in with. And it is Dialga. So I was like, you know, Lugia is not amazing against Dialga. So I'm just going to like maybe overpower this and have Lugia. And I know necrozma has a bad matchup, but just maybe chip its way through the... And they are truly saving 2 shields for this. Oh, no, what are you doing? Okay. Anyways, I come Lugia right away. They do not throw, which is pretty nice there. Lugia, although Aeroblast is an absolute nuke, 21 and then 18 and 18 to get to. So it's a little slow. Feels a little slow at times. And if they shield up the move, like Fly is just... Oh, Fly's a good move if you are in the Great League. It's not a great move if you are in the Master League. I do get the attack boost on the Aeroblast. Didn't even really know that happens. But just the spam on this Pokemon here actually was surprising. How like these Sacred Fires, how quick they come. And maybe it's because Lugia is just slow on the charge to some of these things. I'm going back to back here because my attack is boosted. So I was hoping that this would do a lot of damage. And yeah, everything's just very bulky here. And unfortunately, Sacred Fire, I'm like, maybe I can live one. No, these moves are deadly. So Sacred Fire one-shots my Necrozma. Mega Gyarados Mirror Match. Again, I don't really have a good answer in the back. This is half of a team building issue. Like, if you have a Zacian, I think you can take out Necrozma, throw in Zacian, and you got yourself a good team. It just did not work with this. And speaking about Zacian, so I come in here because my thought process was, you know, neutral claws, I resist any fairy moves, and I have a Sunseal Strike, which is also neutral because they're half fairy, half steel. And it almost one-shots. I've done this twice now, and it leaves them with 1 HP both times. So it's kind of annoying, but you just shield up a move or let the move go, and you can live it and keep switch. Mega Gyarados comes in. I'm just trying to get to the chip of Dark Pulse, but they get to move. That's okay. I'll keep alignment with my Mega Gyarados, and then we'll have to see what is in the back here. And in the back is Dialga, so I am just going to chip with this Crunch and Instant Swap, or we're going to farm up a bit here and bank a move. What am I doing here? I'm going to try and go Lugia against Mega Gyarados. That's kind of a weird play. I don't think that's the right play. What am I doing? What I'm doing is, I don't know what I'm doing. That's the short version. What are you doing? I don't know. Their Mega Gyarados comes back in. Luckily, it's pretty low, so this won't take me out. And I think I just start spamming Aqua Tails. Yeah, like put a little... It's not a good move. It's resisted, but they're in the yellow. They have 2 shields. They need to start burning these shields. And once I burn that first one, I know it's just in like fly range. And I think they top left because I have a shield advantage. Mega Ray, like if this feels like a good matchup because I have Dragon Breath. Crunch is neutral, so I will throw this. Does not quite take them out. I know it's probably just Breaking Swipe, too fast for the nuke. I did not know how much it would do. My attack does fall, but I still think I can outpace here, and they catch on a Kira. So I go into, I think, Necrozma. Yeah, I go into Necrozma because I'm like, it's a dragon, so it has Dragon Breath. I'll resist that. I have no idea what the charge moves are. So I'm like, I don't know. Do I just take this charge move and just save the shields? Fusion Flare, that one-shots. Almost one-shots. I do get a move off here, but like, I don't know. And it's like, this is one matchup where it feels like if I knew, I maybe had a chance here. But I didn't know, and I just basically got one shot. And then I'm like, okay, I think it's an ice Pokemon, so it has like an ice type move or something like that. Is that what Fusion Flare? No, Fusion Flare is a fire move, but it's still chipping, and then I don't know the counts, and then they get another move off when I should have just thrown the move. Again, these are all just like things that you will struggle with if you don't know the moves, the counts. And that's the thing. I don't count the majority of the time that I play, and a Zacian on the back just is a killer too. I don't know counts the majority for the majority of Pokemon. I'm getting way better. I'm getting way better not only because I've been playing, again, 40,000 whatever games in Great League, but now that I'm actually like showcasing the numbers here, whenever I kind of like have to upload all these numbers to the Pokemon that I showcase, I'm just kind of like through repetition just learning what these stats are here. So I'm getting better with the counts in the Great League. But even if I don't know all the counts in the Great League, I've got the internal clock in my head, and I've mentioned that multiple times. Like, you don't need to count, but you need to have an internal clock in your head, like something's going to be thrown soon. So just have that in your head. But I don't have that at all here. I don't know what moves are going to be thrown, and I don't know how much they're going to do, and I don't know the timing of them. And that really puts you at a disadvantage. So this will be my one and only Mega Master League. I just don't have. Again, I don't have the advantage here like I would in other Great League Cups. Groudon is staying in. They are double weak to fire. I was worried about the Precipice Blades, so I did shield. And they didn't get another move off. So, take it in the one shield with a bunch of health left. Zacian comes in. Again, don't have a good answer. This thing was everywhere. I would suggest building a counter to this thing if you can. I don't have those options because I just don't have the Pokemon. This is what I'm talking about. I know the power creep on this thing. Aqua Tail in my mind is not a good move. Yet 2 Aqua Tails just took this thing down to like the pretty midish to deep yellow. You take that. You take that every time. That's great. Behemoth Blade does not take out, so they try to snipe with Lugia. And now I have my Necrozma with Shadow Claw Dark Pulse. This will still chip. Now I have a super effective fast and charge move here, which puts me in a good spot. So, like, again, I did win some. I probably lost a bit of elo. I probably went like 4 and 5 or something like that. But yeah, it was just tough. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. But tried to make it work. And Mega Gyarados, yeah. So don't make your team weak to make it like triple weak. Have issues with Mega Gyarados and Zacian. That's a recipe for disaster. Like I said, I just don't have the options to sort of beat to play in this league. So let me know your thoughts on the league. If you are playing, if you are enjoying playing, all that stuff. It was fun. I miss it. I do miss the Master League. Again, for those of you who are newer to this channel, and even if you're not newer to this channel, you have not seen me play Master League. Master League was my bread and butter in seasons 1 before Excel. Master League was my best league. I was like pretty good in Great League, okay in Ultra, and I absolutely dominated Master League because when I first started, there was 8 Pokemon in Master League: Groudon, Kyogre, Melmetal, Mewtwo. What else was there? There's only, I forget all of them off the top of my head, but there was only like 7 or 8 Pokemon in the Great League, in the Master League. They were only level 40, so it was very easy to understand the matchups, understand typings, and be able to actually have level 40 Pokemon because it's just rare candies. But yeah, it's a completely different ball game now. Haven't played, like I said, in many seasons, like the title says. So that's why I have some thoughts / like apologies. Like, it feels like I underestimate what my knowledge of this game brings when I do the Great League and I get showcased from other people that do not have that expertise. So Lugia finally gets an Aeroblast, but too little too late. Oh, it's only just a fly, and resisted on the steel, and they have a shield. So fortunately going to be grabbing this last shield, but going down here before I get to the next move and losing this matchup. Mega Gyarados into Mega Gyarados. So we're just gonna play this one out, probably with the crunches, and they go into Zacian. And again, Okay, yeah, this is not a bad, actually, this is not a bad answer because claws are neutral and the Sunseal Strike is neutral, and this thing does an insane amount of damage. It'll leave with, I remember doing this twice and leaving it with 1 HP both times. And that is exactly what happens here, leaving it with 1 HP. Shielding up, I could have lived a close combat, but I decided to shield. I don't know if that's the right move, but that's what I did. Out comes the Gyarados. I'm hoping to get to the Sunseal Strike again. It'll be good chip. It's resisted, but it's still resisted on the water, but it's still good chip. So get it off. You know, take it at 50%. We take that. If they take me out with the crunch, so be it. I can align my Mega Gyarados with it. And it does like one shot from over 50%. That's not surprising. And a Zekrom in the back. So I was hoping that, you know, it's an electric Pokemon which resists the flying moves. But I don't know the moves. I know it's probably a hard-hitting move. But Lugia is so tanky. Hoping to get to an Air Blast. And it's just the pacing. Like, I get outpaced and I don't even know what the moves counts as. So could I have done better if I like chip with Fly or something in this matchup? Probably. If I chip with Fly, it's easy Aqua Tail range here. Instead of having to go Crunch. Because Aqua Tail is resisted. But if I chipped it with that, I could have just gone Aqua Tail. Have to shield. And then I'm just thinking, I think I get outpaced here. Yeah, so it's just, you know, it is what it is sort of thing. Mega Gyarados comes in, crunches me. I do think I saw Mega Gyarados the most. It is the number 1 ranked Pokemon, and I kind of already explained why you would use Mega Gyarados, just because it is the most accessible Mega, right? Primal Groudon, probably tough to get if you don't have the XLs and Hundo. Some of the Latios, same thing. Rayquaza, maybe a little easier. Rayquaza has been around a lot, and it was on the Go Fest. That's why I have Necrozma, because I did the in-person Go Fest in New York, so I got a lot of Necrozmas. I got 2 Hundos. I got 1 of each, plus the XLs. Yeah, I would have won that if I hit the Fly too, right? So I lost that one without, because I did not hit the Fly on the Lugia there. So again, that's a mistake I probably do not make when I'm playing in the Great League, but it's mistakes I'm making here. Yeah, so you saw a lot of Mega Gyarados. Again, 1 or 2 Primal Groudons. I didn't see much outside Mega Gyarados, quite honestly, just because it's a non-legendary, multiple community days, pretty easy to get the XLs in the wild to, like, it just makes sense that Mega Gyarados is going to be everywhere, which makes sense that Zacian's probably everywhere to answer that. So get back into this mirror match. I'm probably just holding energy for when this comes back in, so that I can just start spamming some charge moves and doing some chip here. Thunderbolt, super effective. At least it's not double super effective because I'm half dark instead of half flying. Get the Aqua Tail. Not enough, but you know what? Any chip is good chip. And coming in and sniping with this move, Dark Pulse here. And then we'll just have to see what's in the back, right? I guess they have a bit of their, not a bit, that is quite a lot of their Gyarados left. So I'm going to have to shield up crunches. I'm just going to get outpaced. Not great. Dragonite comes in just to absorb this energy. So it's throwing the move, hoping that I boost the attack, but not that it matters much in the end here. So we'll go down here, get off a Fly, but not going to do much against Megas here. So even if they let it go, it wouldn't have done much. Do I try and catch maybe here? Yeah, I try and catch right before I get to the Fly. Thinking that they were going to like try and get as much energy as they can and then throw right before I get to the Fly. Not a bad attempt at a catch, just did not work, and then they crunch me out here. And that is it. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Match League. Those are my thoughts on Gyarados. I don't know. It's one of those things where I just either need to. I honestly, I'm not going to play it. I can't. Like, I'm just trying to think, like, what's the logical thing? I still don't have a Hundo Zacian. Could I build up a Zacian with the XLs? I have the XLs because it was just in the Go Fest. So I have the XLs for this, for the Zacian. I just don't have the hundo yet. So I'm trying to get a hundo. But so I got Rayquaza. I got four Pokemon that I can actually have XLs for in the Master League. Necrozma, both Necrozmas, but I don't know how good the other one is. So Necrozma, Lugia, and when I get the hundo, I'll have the XLs for Zacian. Not even close on the... Don't have the hundos or the XLs for Origin Form Dialga, Origin Form Palkia, Ho-Oh, Yveltal, Mewtwo I still don't have the hundo. Just a lot of Pokemon in the Master League. Let me just check the rankings to see if there's any other Master League Pokemon that I'm just like missing off the top of my head here. Because again, I don't even know what's top. So yeah, Zacian don't have the hundo. Palkia don't have the hundo or don't have the hundo or the XLs. Zamazenta is actually fourth. I have a functional hundo. I have 15, 15, 14 with the XLs. So I could build up that. Zekrom, don't have the hundos or the XLs. Dialga, no. Kyurem, no. Solgaleo, no. Reshiram, no. There's Florges. I have it, felt underpowered. Lunala, no. Latios, Meloetta, Groudon, no. Right? So I've got 5 or 6 that I could theoretically play with. So could I start hopefully getting hundos and powering some of those up? And some of those I do have powered up? Yes. Is it worth it? Not right now. And especially not this time around that they are offering a Great League every single time. So it's a Great League or Little Cup every single time that the Master League is on. And that's what the majority of people are playing too. Like I know Home Slice is very strong when it comes to like getting people to watch his Ultra League and Master League. But even other content creators are not showcasing Ultra League or Master League. And if they are, it's just not getting the views. Like I've got Yonkis and Axon both up here with their Master League videos, and both are underperforming to what they normally get for the views versus like the time. And I think this is gonna be the same. I think this will underperform most of my other videos. And unfortunately, that's just the way that the Master League is, and I think that's the way it's going to continue to be as we move forward here. So with that, I'll say thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the Mega Master League. Are you playing? Do you enjoy it? If not, thanks for watching this video anyways, and I will see you guys in the next one.